going back to live.
Where's my giant needle?
Where is your giant needle?
I don't know.
You haven't
No
shown your
sharp
lips in a while.
things. Put the
I need to
sharp
find
things
it.
away.
Hi, we're back! We're back
Hi.
and we're not stabbing yourselves, apparently, or
Wanna go to
something.
bed.
Anyway. Usock is navigating you into a forest.
Motherfuckers.
Is he, though?
Sure.
I start off by going the wrong way.
You are not sure. This place is quite maze-like. It becomes hard to tell what direction you're actually going very quickly. Usock seems to have a direction with the help of the baboon, but, and he's accompanied by the axe beak and the tiger, which he summoned by throwing out balls, but, it's a little while later that, Usock managed to stop as the baboon kind of scouts ahead for a bit, and you hear an awful noise.
Oh, good.
I'm
Can
gonna
we do a perception check to get an idea of what the noise is?
Okay. Sure.
I'm gonna pull back and whisper, I think he has no idea where he's going.
Okay. It sounded... clicky sound, it's like something dying. Not
Oh,
that
fool.
it sounded like the baboon dying.
Well, something ate it.
I'm
As
not
you'll
gonna
kind
be
of
happy
like...
that their meal is-
you'll hear this kind of strange crunching noise amongst the trees. As you'll kind of like... As you kind of like hunker down, as you see something like very massive snaking through the trees above you. Like, as you then begin to realize, you've seen something quite familiar to this before. Nokren, you had something like this on your shoulders. Except this one is thousands of times larger.
Fuck.
Gross.
It's a massive centipede, isn't it?
Yes. You just see it kind of
Wow.
like snaking in amongst it. As you can see like
Wow.
chunks of baboon drip from like wherever its mouth would have
Do we
been.
have
It
time to hide?
disappears.
Biz.
No,
Oh,
it
it disappears.
disappears.
Oh, it
as soon as
disappears.
it
Oh, that's
dies.
right. Okay, that's true. So it
Just
just...
chunks of probably tree falling from
Yeah.
it because it probably bit into a tree.
Yeah.
It's probably real
The
mad
baboon
now.
was at its like level, and so it ran into it face first.
Do we have time to hide?
It doesn't seem to have noticed you at this point in time because you're kind of down in the bush and stuff, and it's so strange. Like it seems to just kind of like snake in between all these trees. Clicky just disappears.
What the fuck
I
is
appear outside the forest. What the hell?
Just teleported by accident. Just-
Oh my god. He's a blink puppy.
oh no.
When he panics, he blinks.
It eventually, though, passes. Seemingly hunting larger prey in the forest.
Well,
Who wants to go first?
I guess I have to, but that was...
Have we considered that perhaps we're going the wrong direction?
Oh, that's highly possible. That baboon wasn't there.
Why did you not tell us that sooner?
Well, I didn't know until it ran face first into a centipede that large.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay. So,
It was gargantuan sized if we want to use size categories.
I'm gonna guess CR9.
At least.
I was gonna say 12, but like, you know, potato avocado. So,
Let's,
Sydney just hears a voice next to her ear. Is it gone?
Becky, it's gone.
He falls out of like a bush. Oh, okay. I don't want to fight that.
neither
sorry,
do I.
did you just say you know how to fight that?
I don't want to fight that.
Oh, you don't want to fight? I'm sorry, your accent is still something that's brand new to me. Should we try to find a better way around the maze?
I think that's probably a good idea.
Tiger, what do you think?
Oh
The
no.
tiger, like, looks at you, as it kind of, like, it kind of like it looks like it was nervous as best a tiger could be when it's like it's a bigger predator, and it sensed it was a bigger predator around it, and it was kind of like blending in with the bushes, and it's like kind of like I don't know what like I'm not good at friendly but like deep tiger noises. I know they kind of make
If they're
something.
friendly, the cat just rolls its eyes.
So, have you considered maybe not using one of the beasts to guide us, given that the baboon led us to whatever the hell that was?
I mean, at least it ran into the baboon first.
Yeah, it led us
Oh,
to
wait.
its death, not ours.
True. Do you have any more of those baboons?
3 animals a day.
Ah, alright.
Okay.
Odd, but alright. Seems a bit arbitrary, like someone assigned something to that without necessarily making much sense, but alright.
The
Say
axe
that,
seems to
but
have
in-
something like some kind of animal in its mouth. It just swallows it down.
You say that
I
to me when you've seen a window appear in a door out of thin air.
Hey,
The axe beak is eyeing up Clicky.
No.
alright. I understand. Let's just get out of here, shall we? Some way, like, not out of the maze, but out of this location. Let's find somewhere.
See, Clicky, this is what it's like when you keep asking if you can eat things. This is what it's like for the other thing.
Hey, Tantus,
God.
do I get another survival roll?
Sure. Are you just like trying on your own now, or are you trying one of the other animals?
The tiger.
Okay.
He's got a plus
Okay.
one.
Okay. Tiger
Can I
is going to
just
assist you
one
to start.
behind him, just double checking what he's doing?
Sure.
I
You
get
can roll your
disadvantage.
you can roll your own with disadvantage. Yes.
Better!
Okay.
I was gonna say I'm also gonna be checking his work,
Sure.
given the assumed situation.
I don't want to die.
I
I
also
use
have.
my good rolls on useless things.
Okay.
I rolled a stealth check for nothing. We didn't even get in combat.
No, I know.
He was ready to bolt.
Mhm.
Usak, I don't think the tiger knows where it's going.
It's not right. I don't think it's that way.
Alright. I was just trying to let expendable things go first, but by all means.
I'm not going to suggest that I take the lead. I'm just going to say maybe direct the tiger where we're going.
That works.
All right.
Axe Beak, you go instead of Tiger then.
All right.
So with Dorian's help, you'll actually be going in seemingly a straight line at least. It's hard to tell the exact direction. Again, you've had some like mess up, but you think you're on track again, as best as you can be, because there really isn't a good trail through here. Occasionally, you do find signs of trails. You do see signs of other very large creatures. Most of them seem to have found ways to snake their way through the trees. The
Good.
most disturbing thing you'll find, is in a kind of small clearing area, what you can almost describe as shell of something very large. That's not a centipede.
Well, you said shell. It would have been chitin if it was.
Yeah, chitin.
Is it chitin or is it a shell?
It's like chitin, like the outer shell, like a shed shell. And it takes you a couple of minutes when you're looking at it, but you
Chitin.
realize it's probably like the rival to this centipede, and it's a giant scorpion.
Good.
Can I take a little bit of the shell? Like
Sure.
The extra skin. And...
Sure, it's like a
Is
couple
it
inches.
tough?
It's inches thick, though. I mean,
Oh, is
like,
it tough then?
yeah.
I mean, I literally have.
This
a
seems
hammer.
like it's
I
been
don't know
deteriorating
why.
a little bit, because it's been weathered, but it's still
Yeah.
pretty tough. I mean, you could probably use it for something.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Is we could maybe, bring it back, use it for something.
Well, I'd like to try to gather almost like a couple of planks worth.
Sure.
The reason is I don't. If never mind, I'll use it later. It might be a good surprise.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
All right. You'll get through about because the forest is pretty big, so you'll travel for about half a day.
I'm also grabbing parts, by
yeah.
the way.
Sure.
Yeah.
I have use of them.
Okay. The twisted path of trees and bushes just seem to go on forever. You kind of almost begin to feel pressure building behind your mind the deeper you go, almost like the shadows of those fierce creatures that you've kind of seen signs of are behind every tree. It starts to get to you, a little bit. You almost quicken your pace a little bit to avoid the danger, and you round a set of trees, and you barrel into a stone structure. It appears to be something large that was once here, now almost devoured by the forest itself. As you kind of round the vine-covered object, you see an opening and descending staircase down into the darkness. What is everybody doing?
Mads had a needle in her mouth, and I told her to drop it.
It wasn't a needle, it was a screw.
Worse.
Behave!
I'm sorry.
This was all the Bastion Frontier.
I never noticed any of it. I was too busy being crazy as tools.
You didn't notice me sewing my lips shut?
No! I was busy doing crazy stuff as tools.
She did it during Curse of Strahd, too.
I also did it during Curse of Strahd. I have a problem.
You go through dead skin so it doesn't hit any nerves.
Yeah, no.
And gives
It goes through dead
the impression
skin.
that you've sewn them shut.
It doesn't hurt.
We love you, Tesh.
Yeah.
We're sorry for your nightmares.
I promise I'm not going to do it during this stream.
After or before, though.
Great.
Wide open.
Just like turns on her camera. Hello.
Like, Tesh is just sitting at his computer minding his own business, and a video of Mad starts playing.
So anyways,
Anyway,
How big is this stone structure?
it seems like if you take kind of a look around it, it seems to be some kind of ruins of maybe a small city, fortress, small castle kind of thing. It's
I
hard
meant
to tell.
more like giantkin or like normal size.
Looks probably maybe more for medium sized, but it's like a 10 by 10 area. So a large creature could definitely get through there. But
in case of combat, a large creature could maybe get through there, is what you're saying.
I'm saying, okay, the opening is big enough that large creatures could pass through there. Those look sized more for medium. Like, if it was actually sized for larger, you feel it would be much larger.
Okay.
Huh. See? Might be people.
This place looks really run down. I doubt there's people.
That might be this place, but there might be more.
I think the centipede ate them all.
So hopeful.
Oh, sweet.
Well,
innocent
it's better than the alternative, so that's why I'm hoping for it.
Eh.
What's the alternative?
That there's something worse than the centipede in here.
You shouldn't have said that, probably.
Clicky.
No, there's definitely people in here. We're gonna
How
go
late
meet
is it?
people.
I mean, the
I
centipede
mean,
ignores-
the sun never sets, so it's like, you're saying, like, how late the day is? It's like, you've been traveling for quite a long time today.
Well, I guess this is probably a safer place to set up if we're going to set up anyway.
Well, you said there's houses, right? You said city.
Everything here is seemingly, like, eaten by the forest. This is, like, the best structure that's left, and it's like a set
Okay.
of stairs leading down into darkness.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's like this passage down might have been this. It looks like this might have been part of a building. That this was a passage down in the center of it, but like the building around it is gone, eaten by forest.
Eternal Flame Torch.
Shall
we?
If we're thinking about resting, this might not be so bad. I can cover the door so that if something comes in, it just it won't be able to come in.
Well, let's first.
What are you
make
looking at,
sure...
Usak?
I was gonna let them finish talking, but pretty much checking to see if I can see signs of animals moving in and out a
You
lot.
do not see signs of animals. You see signs of humanoids.
There. Ooh. You finish talking. I'll tell you that.
I was going to say, I literally was in the middle of saying I would just want to make sure this is unoccupied first.
It might not be. not animals. Why?
Oh, so people.
There actually seems to be 2 sets of footprints, one of some kind of medium-sized humanoid, and one of a large-sized humanoid.
One Signe size, one bigger.
Aren't we all kind of Signe-sized?
No.
Except for you, Clicky.
We fall into
Really?
an abstract class, but 2 of us are larger than the others.
Have you considered that singling?
I will actually say, like, you roll pretty decently. You kind of give a judge from, like, the footprint size is probably actually more towards you and Nokren's size.
Oh, then I would have said Nokren size.
Then I would have no problem with you singling him out.
Mhm.
Signe
Okay.
has been uncomfortable. So.
Signe wasn't even paying attention, so.
And you roll pretty decent. I will tell you, the large creatures do not seem to be as big as the Cyclops. Because you saw
Okay,
them,
that's
you
fine.
saw them and got an
Good.
idea of their height and how big they are. You know how big their footprints would be, just because you did roll very well. These would be
Do
smaller
we-
than them, but still pretty tall.
Do we knock? How do we do this?
Dorian, aren't you good at sneaking?
No.
Am I supposed to ask permission to come in this time?
Wow, Knocker doesn't understand this.
No. I am gonna sneak around a little bit here. Potentially.
Would you like a friend
Yeah.
to go with you?
It's not really necessary, but if you want to.
Finger on you, little, we'll say very dark green gecko.
All right. It matched the cloak.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah. And I'm going to walk up or walk down the stairs. And I do have dark vision.
Okay. The stairs go down for maybe about, like, you'd say, like, 20 feet down, out a little bit. It'll come down to the end of a hall, which will turn to the left.
I want to look around the corner without going past yet.
You can see that the passageway continues forward and seems to open up into, like, outside of your vision, like right at the edge of it, down, like straight down. You can see that it opens up a little bit, but you can't really tell much of it. And you can see that there is another passageway that turns to the right. So it's almost kind of like a left-right, kind of like that, kind of like with the passage out to this. So you come to the corner here, and you can go this way or this way.
All right. I'm going to continue forward
Okay.
to go to the opening without going into the opening.
Let me roll some things here. So let's see.
Let's hope
If
they
it-
don't
I
have
wanna
good
point out,
perception.
First, if it is perceptions, they have disadvantage on me.
Okay.
They do? Damn.
Yes, it's part of the Cloak of Elvenkind.
Oh, so it's both.
It's
Damn.
both. Yeah.
Okay. No. All right. So, you will see a large chamber. In this room, it's divided in half by a wall about 12 feet tall of wood and iron that seems to have been built into this place. In the center of the wall is a crude portcullis. You can see, kind of watching the hallway you came down, but seemingly not noticing you. Behind this kind of large metal object attached to the floor is an orc. You can see a number of other ones behind the fortifications. Seemingly like watching this very crude wall they've kind of built in this area here.
Going to leave.
Mm-hmm.
You are muted.
I'm gonna skitter off of him
Mhm.
and get behind him and wait.
Where are you waiting at?
Behind them somewhere.
The orcs?
Yep.
Okay. You can see that there is two other passages beyond the wall. Another one that kind of goes off to from where you entered to the left, and one that goes forward. There does seem to be 4 of them. 2 seem to have longbows out. The other 2 are kind of at the top of the wall, kind of watching. The 2 longbow ones are like arrow slits in the wall.
And
the portcullis was up though right now.
Okay, I'm sneaking back.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go and convey this information to the group, and I'm going to say, orcs.
Which I will note, orcs were really not a big part of the Dread Army because they were mostly driven to extinction in the early days.
Yeah.
Thank you. I was gonna ask.
Yeah, that was.
There were some remnants of it, but it was one of those things that people assumed that the remnants were just forced into it because most of their kin were killed off. Basically, when the area was still self-civil warring in the early days of it, you know.
Did by chance the orcs main city as they were losing disappear or have a calamity happen?
No one would have known. It was an area that was basically walled off to the rest of the world. Remember, the savage races were all walled off into an area, basically. And when they were civil warring, no one cared. But from there, the Dread Army emerged from this civil war. So it was sort of like terrible idea to ignore what was going on, but everyone did.
We could go and speak with them. I do speak Orcish. I can also disguise myself to look like an orc.
You can too.
Yeah.
And I can too.
And
I would be a small
Signe
orc.
is a skilled magician. I'm sure she can manage something as well.
Yeah.
And I believe Usak has already infiltrated.
Oh, okay. Just like notice that he's gone. It's like, oh, right.
I actually think it might be best if Nokren, you act like an orc, and you act like I'm your prisoner.
I can't speak orc.
I can't either, and I can't make myself bigger.
Could you hide in the backpack?
I guess maybe, like the bag of
I
holding.
I have a normal backpack.
Can I fit in his backpack?
He's Nokren sized. If the backpack is
I mean, theoretically, you could, but you'd be kind of like squished in there. If you like think about how big you are and how big the backpack is, if you emptied it of everything into the back, if you put everything in the backpack into the bag of holding, and you were the only thing in there, sure, it'd be bulky then. But yeah,
think Yoda on the back of Luke Skywalker.
yeah, it's a lot like that.
Yeah.
Can he like jump onto my back and we put something over him?
You thinking Hunchback?
Well, I think if I'm making myself look like an orc anyway, I can change the way I look, make myself look like I'm holding a big bag or something like that.
If you're but I'm not like.
If you wanted to try to put him in the backpack that way, it would still work. Like maybe throw something over the top of the backpack so it just looks like you got like stuff in there.
Let's try doing that, I think, and then I'll make myself look like I'm just carrying a big bag as an orc.
Okay, I hold on to him.
Okay, and then I guess I use the thing to disguise self.
Disguise self.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that as well.
What are you doing, Signe?
Well, I'm also disguising myself as an orc, but if anyone's watching Signe, you see the barest flicker of something before orc comes down.
Honestly, Nokren probably wouldn't be.
No.
Probably not.
Right now, Clicky's like, backpack.
All right.
Clicky just...
Okay.
So you will then head up to the gate. And
I want to point out, I am also doing something else.
Okay.
Very specifically, I am going to be mimicking Red in my speech pattern.
Nice.
So I will sound like a native Orcish speaker while I'm speaking to them.
And I'm gonna just walk behind him silently.
Okay. The orc will kind of like,
Love it.
as you kind of walk up, like the orc behind the shield will kind of like notice you, and and kind of like look at you and be like, "Who are you? I do not know you."
We come from the east.
Other places in the forest?
Not this forest.
There are more of our kind out there.
Only one more that we know of.
Oh, there are not many here. Quickly, hurry then. Ogres will come soon.
Okay. and motion.
This is gonna escalate real fucking quickly.
It is.
You see him like he's holding up this large kind of shield thing, and now that you're kind of like behind it, you can see it seems to like be connected to something. As he's like, give me a second. You are travelers, yes. Grorik will want to see you. She will wish to speak to you. Grorik will actually listen. Yes. But we should also tell Orak. Orak might not be so friendly. Fortunately, you meet us first. We are more servants of Grorik. We all loyal to Orak, but Gorik, she better.
They're the same name. What's happening?
No, Grorik and Orak. One's
God.
G-R-O, yeah. Orak, Gorik, and Orak.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Yep. Absolutely. Totally fine.
Orak the Skull Crusher and Grorik the Rotten.
Okay.
Okay. You'll see him kind of like lower the shield thing very, like sort of nicely, and like, yell, "We have visitors from far off lands. Last of group. Lost friend. Comes run into us by chance. Great day that orcs once again join together." The others in the back will kind of give it like a little cheer, as they kind of lead him inside. And they'll close
an hour.
They'll close the portcullis. They will lead you kind of straight back from here through another room that seems to be some kind of barracks for these soldiers. It's very makeshift. Like there's beds that looks to be up for maybe 25. A long table, small cooking area. There's a couple of orc troopers kind of resting there, kind of looking around. And they'll lead you to a door and to a back area. This is Gorok's room. You speak with Gorok.
Okay.
I will tell Orak of arrival of new orcs, but Gorok speak to you. Orak might not care. So, you'll be let into the quarters of Grorik. Grorik is kind of a short orc, and you can see half of her face has been burned off. So you can actually see parts of the bone kind of from the scarring of it. One of her arms is like scarred horribly. You can see like there's a hole through the middle of the two like bones down here. That kind of is, and she kind of walks with one gimp in one of her legs. She wears all kinds of tribal gear and has this elaborate headdress. The room is actually filled with vials containing strange plants and animals, and all kinds of chemicals on makeshift tables. She has a kind of like makeshift lab and a cauldron next to it. There's a kind of small bedroom in one corner of the room that's actually pretty decent shape in comparison to most of this thing here. There's a single bookshelf that's half filled with books that seem to be in all kinds of different languages. And there's like a couple of like notes that seems to be on top of the bookshelf that you can notice are written in Orc. And there's this kind of like burning smell to the entire room. Gorok will kind of look you over and kind of like, why have you come here? Why are you disguised? You are not orc, but you
I'm
not
gonna
come
drop-
to kill us?
I'm gonna drop my disguise right away, and I'm gonna bow as I go. And in orc, still
she starts with orcish. No danger. Let us speak. She kind of then tests a few languages, then
if he drops his disguise, I'll
Yeah.
drop mine.
And I will speak back in common, and I will say, Orcish is fine if you'd prefer, but I'm happy to speak.
I will use this language then.
All right. We do not come to harm you. The reason why we came disguised is because we feared for our lives. Obviously, dangers abound in this land, and we couldn't necessarily trust that you would be friendly to us.
I thank you for what you have done, though. You could have easily killed the guardians of the gate, but you did not.
There is no need for violence. We are not violent people by nature. At least not most of us, I don't believe. I really should only speak for myself. I'm sorry, I'm used to speaking for more people than that. But our group, at least, is not violent by nature.
She's gonna kind of walk around all of you, kind of investigating you, just a little bit by it. No.
Oh, there's another one in the backpack.
Please don't kill me! Oh, drop. Please don't
He's
kill me!
scared. He's scared.
He's a little bit more afraid than the rest of us. But
Oh,
Yes.
don't kill me.
His
Clicky
kind
is
is not welcomed as much in these parts. Old stories, old wars, but that is fine. No, it is beyond our time. But you, she's gonna even look over Nokren's equipment and stuff too, kind of thing too. You may say you will look for peace, but I can sense that you are ready for war, and perhaps that can help us this day.
well, we
My-
are always ready for war, but we do not seek it.
My people are in danger. There are not many of us. Did you hear of our enemy in this place?
The ogre. This is a plural. Pardon me. Switching
Yes.
languages. Difficult.
We are two groups in one small area, fighting for control. Ogres and orcs. I think there could be peace for us, but enough room that maybe both of us. And I sense there may be another danger in this place, awakening from areas long since forgotten. But that is for another time. For now, you will help us, yes? Please?
If we can, absolutely. Peace, if that's what we're seeking, is something that we can definitely agree to.
Then
I also...
you will help me. We must kill Orak.
Oh! Alright, so that escalated quite quickly.
That
you
that-
mind
Orak will never find peace. Orak only wishes for war.
Her kind is violent.
If Orak's head is taken, given to ogres, we will find peace.
Alright, so...
Okay.
I have following here. If Orak is eliminated, I can convince others now to follow me. Orak has been leading down dangerous path.
I'm gonna go next to her and revert back. I like you.
You are interesting one.
Apology. He can be quite abrupt. Not necessarily as keen on the social conventions, but I mean, then again, who really knows at this point? Hold on. So, just to be clear,
I
we
can
are
give
def-
you reward too.
I understand. We'd like more information first before we agree to anything.
Orak, current chieftain of our group. Both Orak and I descended from kings of old. I am a distant cousin of his. I have followings amongst the people that seek more peaceful. War has cost lives with ogres. Neither side has many to begin with. We are small groups, and there are things that must be done to let us to live greater in this area, to thrive. If we work together, thrive better. Beasts in forest, dangerous to hunt. It is always a danger. Hunt together, stronger. I want to forge peace finally after generations. I can sense that it is possible, but Orak will not allow it as long as he lives. I can get you into Orak without fight.
Do you know of an orc brethren named, well, he goes by the name of Red. I imagine that's not his real name, but he traveled.
I'm sorry, no. Our people have been in this land for a long time, unless he came from this land. There are tales that this was once a great fortress of orcs that came to this place, and the forest destroyed it all. We are the remainder of what hid in this place. It is our shame, but we have used it.
How many of you are left?
There are probably a few dozen warriors still on patrol, hunting right now. If we would travel to the Warrens, there would be dozens of us.
And if there is another place you could go? There are many of, well, not my kind, but of the others.
Her kind, pointing to Signe.
A few of mine as well. They tend to not be as delightful as me, though. We have people. We have a people who seek to be peaceful in this land, but we are under threat from the Kalida. I don't know if that's what you'd call them, but
Kalida.
you are familiar. The ones with that are hunting out there with the tiger.
You hurt them and they go...
Those beyond the forest.
Yes.
We do not travel beyond the forest much. They are too much dangerous to us. We stay here in the forest. We've learned mostly to avoid the dangers here.
The Kalida seek to wipe us and everything else in this world out.
We are safe here, though. They do not travel this place.
For the time. They get bigger, they get stronger. They're a conquering people. They seek to conquer everything. I understand that you may be safe here for the time being, and we understand that you're seeking peace with your neighbors, and that's an admirable thing. They are neighbors that will not ever seek peace.
We discuss that later. First, peace with ogres. Then, if you have suggestion, we will speak.
I can agree with taking a head.
Come now. I will lead
wait.
you.
I mean...
Nokren, what would Red do? Red would take the head, and you know he would. And this is
Taking
his
the head is normal.
From what I've heard, Red could hug his head off.
From what I've heard, if Red was here, no offense to you, but he would take the lead, without a doubt.
Okay.
Then we go to kill Orak, Skullcrusher, to free my people from tyranny of Orak.
I don't usually make my moral decisions based on what Red would do. This doesn't feel very good. But alright, this is what
I
we're
feel
doing.
like I'm at home.
And I have his heart.
Oh, no. Okay.
We'll leave it to that discussion for next time when you probably get into a fight with him. Because it's time to go for this week.
Need to go to bed.
The way you just like wiped your face down.
Mm-hmm.
Or it's tired. You've looked in a long time.
I have slept a total of 9 hours over the last, 4 days? 96 hours?
Wow.
That's not. No, you sleep. Go sleep.
And I gotta get going because my throat is kind of trying to give out now a little bit. It's been a little
I have
sore.
more Stellaris to play, so
I'll
you know,
probably do that tomorrow.
I can't.
I have to get back to that Destiny grind.
You
Anyway.
do not have to. You're going to.
Yes.
The raid comes out tomorrow. I need to get back on that Destiny grind.
So, thanks everyone who joined us. Let's go around the room and say who you are, where to find you, and all that stuff as I throw this up into chat. Tesh, we'll start with you, as we kind of normally do.
Hi, I'm Tesh of the Test Tube. You can find me under that name on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. Twitter's where you want to follow me though, because that's where I keep you up to date about all the things I do and post lots of cute animal gifs. And I actually posted a video of my cat today, so I do that too.
Cool. As we go in order, Mads, what you got?
Hi, I'm here.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. Unfunny one?
Hi, I'm here on Thursdays. You can also subscribe to Ollie's Patreon and hear my adventures on Mondays. It's a fun time.
Okay.
I need to get caught up on that.
Tiv?
I am excited to actually have some tribal interactions and
You do. Yes, because you can there's two different tribes you can interact with. There's an orc tribe and an ogre tribe.
Which honestly, I'm gonna try to get them to. Like,
Yeah.
give us everyone.
These guys don't have the numbers to be like a true ally or anything, but they could be like okay friends with a couple people.
Well, yeah, they can. If they do come, it's not a big bolstering, but it's a bolstering of numbers, and on top of that, they're naturally stronger than the other races that we have.
Yep.
So they could definitely move some work along.
Yep. Winter?
Hi. I just changed my name on Twitch just to really confuse people. And I changed it in your command as well, because I can do that.
Okay.
You can find me over at twitch.tv/WillNGraham. Is where I'm actually, it's my name, huge surprise. I am mostly doing writing content over there, although I've been vacant for the last little while due to some changes for me at work that have kind of come up. But I am going to be starting up again next week with some streams that are going to be writing streams. Nothing exciting, except that I might actually be building a custom D&D class on there. Or not class, pardon me, subclass for the first one, and then potentially a class in the future. So that's some cool stuff that I'm going to be getting into, because I'm eventually going to be running a full-blown D&D campaign on that channel. But I will get into more details about that in the future, and also a podcast that will be coming as well. But that's a whole other separate thing.
Yeah.
I will talk about those in the future, but for now, that's every other link you need for me is down below on my Twitch channel. So
Cool.
check that out.
And as usual, I am the Dungeon Master, Tantus Dracovin. You can find me here daily, where I stream games in the morning, afternoon, like around noon. Tomorrow, probably Stellaris 2.2, because that just came out, and I've been doing Stellaris a modded run, which now doesn't work, because of updates. But, you can find me for some discussing tabletop, coming in the weekend, where I'm going to talk about my PAX Unplugged. Next week for role-playing. Tuesdays, Legacies of Kain, Vampire the Masquerade, and next week, of course, back at the same time, Madness of the Land, where they're going to be dealing with the orcs and ogres. And they're also, in the meantime, going to be leveling up to 5.
Hey!
For level 5?
Ooh.
You're level
That was
5.
that was the
Wait.
most subtle thing.
Yeah, like
Just-
Are we
It's a
good?
huge thing.
we level up.
Congratulations, everyone.
level up?
Would you let us
Yes.
take a break
Level up.
also
What?
to get resources back on a short or long rest?
Probably not. You'll probably have you'll have the level, but you won't probably have all the resources from it because you're not going to get the full rest for a little bit at least.
Reasonable.
Mhm.
I'm okay with that. I don't have a lot of resources
Anyway.
from rests.
So I think that's it, though. We'll be back next week. Have a good one, everybody, and we'll all see you next week, and I'll see you various times through the week. So, bye, everyone.
Bye.